my outward view, as many maidens would be.
Yes, guys, welcome back to another Friday night session. It's myself, LB, and Dan United. He looks very happy to be here. I'm honestly not gonna. I'm not gonna speak about Manchester United tonight.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like
they're a football team, in there, mate. What's their well, you know.
Big up to everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. Make sure you are subscribed. Of course, you can find Dan's TikTok as well. Link is in the description. First line in the description. How are you, buddy? You all right, man?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I got some bad news for Harry Briggs, The wife wants me to shave the beard, so Roy Keane may be no more, I'm afraid. She wants me to get rid of it. She hates it, mate. She hates it. Literally hates it.
And are you gonna accept this request? Or are you gonna tell her to do one? Like, what's the situation?
It's tough, It's tough. It's a battle, but I don't know. I really like it. It's the longest it's been as well. So I don't know. Might fight it a bit longer yet, mate. Because I do like it. It's a fucker to maintain, though, I tell you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. See, mine's well short, innit? Like I can't grow it thick. You know what I mean? So it just like if it gets too long, it goes too patchy. So I have mine like really quite thin. But I don't know, man. Like I look like a weapon when I shave it off.
That's how she wants me to have it, like yours. Like she wants it that short. She wants it nice and short. But the problem is, because I'm fat, it covers the jowls. See what I mean? Can't see it, mate.
It's a tactical fat hider. You know what I mean? It's what people don't understand. When I've not been clean shaven for probably about a decade, man. But like when it goes, like unless you're like really sort of like lean, like you suddenly get like 3, 4, 5 chins just suddenly appear down here. It's proper weird,
mate.
man.
I'll have to start wearing those turtleneck jumpers.
Yeah, Nobbins will know. Nobbins, the City fan I do streams with. He always wears turtlenecks. So I'll get you a link, man. But yeah, crazy situation today, bro. Obviously, we literally just dropped about 20 minutes ago. And his slot, I should make sure I don't call him the wrong name because everyone keeps calling him SLUT. But yeah, he's gone Liverpool, man. Listen, this is a weird situation, bro. Like going from Klopp to him seems a bit of a risk, but like I don't know if they had any other option. Well, they did have options, I suppose. The options were to go and get someone like a Tuchel, go and get someone like a Mourinho, but clearly they don't want to go down that route. And I just feel that, like, I don't know. Do you think they're going down the right route here, bro? Because I don't know, man. If I was them, I think I would have gone for a bigger manager and just tried to send it for a year or two. And it feels like they're going back into like this reset mode, man.
I kind of feel like I was talking to a few lads about this. I was saying to him, because he's a Liverpool fan, get Gerrard in for 12 months, mate. Take the L of it being absolutely ridiculous, because whoever follows Klopp is onto a loser. They are going to be expected to do exactly what Klopp's done. So I kind of feel like I'd have took the L for a because whoever this slot, he has to hit the ground running. Simple as that. If he starts and he has like, look at us with Ten Hag, 2 losses off the bounce. If they have 2 or 3 losses on the bounce, bang, they'll be on his back straight away. And I'll tell you what, it'd be interesting to see what Liverpool fans think of this, because you've seen what happens with managers who come from the Dutch league. Do you remember when De Boer, when Crystal Palace got De Boer, they were like, oh, he's going to change everything. He lost every game.
I have a mad agenda against that league, bro.
Yeah, we agree.
I've said this for years. I just think that, like, because I tell you what happens, right? Because they played nice football, everyone just thinks that the players are mint, but it's not how football works, man. You know what I mean? Like you've got to be actually good at football and that. And I just have a bit of an agenda against it. And you are right, mate. Like obviously the fixtures are coming out like within the next 2 months for next season. They better be hoping for some easy games, mate. Because I tell you, if they got off to a dodgy start, I mean, there's already Liverpool fans out there that don't like this deal. That wanted a bigger name, because at the end of the day, you look at their team, and whilst it's not level on par with City and even Arsenal, it's a decent team. It's a decent team. That team is capable, with a few additions, to win the Premier League, without a doubt. Yeah. Probably need a couple of players, but without a doubt, it's almost there. And I'm looking at this thinking, is this the start of one of these process things that everyone's trying to do these days? Because why are they doing this, man? Like, why are they not going for like a? Like, let me ask you a question. why wouldn't they get someone like a Tuchel and just send it for a year and see it? Because the thing is, Arne Slot's not going anywhere. He's no one else is getting. United are not getting Arne Slot. You know what I mean? Bayern Munich are not getting Arne Slot. There's nowhere he's going to be there next year anyway. So my question is, why wouldn't you just go and get a Tuchel and just try it for a year? And if it doesn't work, no problem. Go and get Arne Slot the year after because he'll still be there.
I agree. It's a tough one because the other thing that they're going to have to contend with is one of or both Van Dijk and Salah are going to go. So that is already a big fundamental. So you've lost Klopp, who has got, regardless of their fall off at the end of this season, he's got the club behind him, the fans behind him. So he's a big loss. And then you're going to lose Salah, who, Salah's had a really bad second half of the season after the AFCON, but he still scores important goals. And coupled with big Verge, I don't think Verge wants it. I don't think he wants to stay there when Klopp goes. I think a few of these players will be thinking, I ain't staying for this. I'm off. It'd be an interesting summer with them. And obviously, I think you said in our chat about, was you said Trent as well to Madrid. Madrid are sniffing for Trent as well.
He's only got 18 months left on his deal.
Look at who they could lose this, and also it'd be interesting to see the transfers they bring in. I know Edwards has come back, but it'd be interesting to see the transfers they bring in. Really well.
Nah, because this is another reason to get someone like a Tuchel, right? Because if you're like a Salah or a Van Dijk here, and like you're obviously coming to the end of your career, if you see that Tuchel's coming in, a man that's won stuff, maybe you'll go, you know what, I'll give it another year. But if this guy comes in, Arne Slot from the Feyenoord, are you really going to say, nah, I'm sticking? They might be like, we ain't winning anything in this year. So that, you've got limited time. So I just think that, I think they're approaching it the wrong way. I think they should have just sent it, tried to win something like the Premier League or the Champions League in the next 2 years. And if it didn't work out, sack the manager and go and get Arne Slot, go and get someone like that and start again. But they don't need to start a process. United, United, we all know United need to start a process. United get Tuchel, they still ain't winning the Premier League next year. United get Zidane, they're still not winning the Premier League next year. So I understand why United might be like, we need to just rip the team apart and start again. Rebuild the whole team. Let's get someone like an Arne Slot in, or someone like that anyway to start it again. I get that. Liverpool are not at that stage. Liverpool have got a team that can win, that can be successful. And for me, I'm just like, I feel like Liverpool are throwing away. Next season a chance to win the Prem, a chance to win the Champions League. To again, Andreas, why they're not going for a Hansi Flick? Like, just go and get him. And people are so weird. I was in a stream, right, and I said, why don't they go and get Hansi Flick? And you know what someone said in the chat? Yeah, but LB, what about if Hansi Flick doesn't work? Then sack him and then go down the route. Go down this route and just say, look, we tried. We felt we had a team that could win, so we went and got a manager that's won stuff in the past to try and win for that short-term success. It's not worked. We're now going to revert to this process plan and try and build the club again with this new manager, someone like Arne Slot. Get all these new players in and start again. But I just feel like
Europe this season as well, LB. How did Feyenoord do in Europe this season?
See, this is a good question because if I go on Hansi, what's he called? Arne Slot transfer match. So if you go on these, because this is what people didn't do properly when Ten Hag came in. Everyone just seen that he got him to a semi-final, man. He's mint. But then they didn't actually check his data. So Champions League this season, he won 2, lost 4. So he had Celtic, Lazio, and Atletico Madrid. So to be honest with you, that's probably the easiest group in the Champions League this season.
Yeah.
He beat Lazio at home, beat Celtic at home, lost the rest. So that, to me, that's not particularly great. Like, you know what I mean? Lost 4 games. Celtic away. Atletico Madrid at home, maybe acceptable. Lazio away, lost. Atletico again, lost. Like, it's not great, is it? Like, let's be honest. That's not great. What did he do last year? Europa League. Oh, they must have dropped into the Europa League this year. And they got beat in the... Oh, yeah, they must have finished 3rd in the Champions League, dropped into that round of 32 intermediate stage, and they must have lost. So they got beat in that as well. Let me have a look. It's fucking...
That's what I mean.
Lord.
That's what I mean. I don't think it works, LB. I honestly don't think it works. I really don't. And I tell you what, Liverpool fans, they're already coming down from what is a horrific end to a season for them. Next season, if I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm panicking, you know. I'm panicking.
Yeah, so this year, bro, they finished third. They won 2 games, lost 4 in the group stage. Then they finished third. So they went into the intermediate stage of the Europa League, got beat 6-2 off Roma.
Mate, imagine how boring that Liverpool and United game is going to be next season if Ten Hag and Slot are in charge. Jesus Christ. Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
You know what's weird as well? Last year, in the Europa League, they got to the quarterfinals and they got beat 4-2 off Roma. So Roma have knocked them out of the Europa League 2 years on the bounce, 4-2, and then it got worse this year.
Did they lose to Roma in the Conference League final as well? The season before when Mourinho won it. Ooh, I thought it was a Dutch team they beat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he got to the final. So he got beat off Roma again 3 years in a row. No way. He did. He got beat off Roma. Roma have beaten them 3 years in a row in Europe. That's insane. What score was that? Oh, they only got beat 1-0 that time. So they got beat 1-0, 4-2, and then 6-2 off Roma. So it's getting worse.
Good, is it? It's not good. It's not good.
It's getting worse. So yeah, like he done well there, I guess, to get him to a final. What was the run there to the final? Let's have a look. So group stage, Maccabi Haifa, Union Berlin, Slavia Prague. So he got them out of that group. Then beat Partizan, whoever that is. Then beat Slavia Prague again. Then beat Marseille. That's probably.
I ain't looking these teams, mate, because we're going to be playing these teams next season. I'm not throwing shade at these. They sound like legitimately good sides to me.
Yeah, so I'd say, to be honest with you, it's not great. I wouldn't say it's terrible because it is Feyenoord. It's not like he's managing like a mint team, but it's not the best, but it's not the worst. League form. What's he done? I think his league form's actually decent, you know. First year, finished third. Second year, last year, he won it. And he's currently second in the league this year. So he could potentially win it this year unless they're miles behind.
My other question as well is what's he going to be like with the young players that the Liverpool team are trying to bring through, like the Harvey Elliots and people like that. Like these players have got such a connection with Klopp. And I think Klopp's doing the right thing by Elliott, bringing him in and doing what he's doing. It's going to be reset next season. I think it could be chaos. I think it could be absolute chaos.
It's a weird one again, isn't it? Because it's like, what's his mandate? You know, with Ten Hag's mandate, it was confusing. We all thought that he was brought in to instill the Ten Hag football, the Ajax way, and even if some bad results came along, they were going to stick with it, and that was it. In the end, that didn't really happen, and now it's just sort of fell off, and no one really knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So, what is he there to do? Is he there to instill his style of football, which apparently is not a million miles away from Klopp anyway? Is it to win instantly? Has he got some grace period? It's just sort of like,
you say that though about it's not a million miles away from Klopp, but we see managers come in with their brand of football they think is going to work because they've utilised it in the league they've been in, and it just falls flat on its face. So again, you know, they're saying he's like Klopp. We had this with Ten Hag. Ten Hag was coming in with this total football bollocks. I think again it could just fall flat, and he has got to start well. He has to. He has to, because Liverpool fans will turn. They will flip completely. 100% they'll flip.
Yeah.
I mean, what have they done since Klopp's been there? I think they've only finished outside the top 4 twice, is it? No, maybe 3 times in the first year he was there because he joined late, didn't he? That was the year they got to the Europa League. But they've been Champions League every season apart from that. Liverpool expect now, you know, that the fans demand. So you've got to have a big set of cojones to be coming and taking that job. Either way, you've got to hit the ground running. So
I think that's why a couple of these managers have maybe not been too wanting it. Like Xavi Alonso's turned it down. Yes, he might get Madrid next year, but that's no guarantee.
It's a smart thing. Following Klopp, look, I've lived it. I've lived it with Fergie. You know, as soon as Fergie left, everyone thought that's it. We're bringing Moyes in, 6-year contract. This guy's going to push it. He was gone 7 months later. Giggsy had it till the end of the season. So we've had managers come and managers go. we've still never got it right. Now, obviously, background regardless, this isn't about United. But what I'm saying is, you have to get it right. This appointment is bigger than any transfer they'll do this summer. This appointment needed to be so right. Do you know what I mean? It had to be ironclad, no doubt in their mind. And all I'm hearing from Liverpool fans, Errol's acting very coy at the moment, to be fair to him, is doubt and is, did we want him? I think Liverpool fans are worried, mate. I honestly do.
Yeah, I think, well, to be fair, this is the state of football managers on the market. Like, it is.
Yeah,
it isn't great, is it? Really, you know what I mean? Like, you're looking around, and I'm saying Tuchel, who I know is a very mixed sort of person. You know, I think he's all right. Just don't get me wrong. I don't think I'd want him at City, but I don't think he's a terrible manager. You know, you're looking at Mourinho. I kind of get the washed comments. You know, is he washed? Like, do you really want him there? Will he fit with the Liverpool fan base?
no
You know,
chance.
I mean, you're looking around thinking, who else is there really out there? You know what I mean? It's like, the
I
market's dead. The market is dead. So they've had to take a risk. But this is, for me, Xavi Alonso's just shot him in the foot massively here, hasn't it? Because if they would have got Xavi Alonso, I feel that would have been a perfect match. You know, former
Do you think
Liverpool
that's arrogance?
player.
Do you think that's arrogance from them? Do you think that Liverpool just expected, well, he'll come to us. You know, we love him here. We won Champions League here. Do you think there was that expectance? They thought, well, he'll come. He'll come. I got that sense feeling from the fans, at least. It was
The fans, defo, the fans 100%. I don't think the club operated like that, because the club ultimately, you know, they found out, and then obviously from there they started doing that. So there's no point in the club having arrogance. The fans definitely were arrogant, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, that they thought they were getting him 100%, and you know, it seems like maybe he's going to go Real Madrid, but you know, there's no guarantee. Obviously, he's staying at Bayer Leverkusen, and you know what? Credit to him, because you know, a lot of people, when these sort of like freak things happen, a lot of them just dip straight away. You know, respect for him to stay. So, listen, I think it's going to be I personally believe now that Liverpool have their days in the short term of challenging for the title are over. I think they've gone now to a team that will likely be challenging to try and get in the top 4.
100%.
At best.
And that table's getting bigger and bigger, mate. That table to sit at is getting bigger and bigger. I'm telling you, there are so many people trying to get those chairs. It's getting a lot more difficult. We've seen it this season with Villa, last season with Newcastle. Chelsea have been absolute dog shit, but you kind of sit there and you think, once they get it right, they'll start getting back up there. Spurs have had a decent season this season. That back in the day when it was like, you knew it was 4 or 5 teams, you know, vying for it. Now it's different. It's different.
No, 100%. I agree. And you know, you got the Villas, you got the Newcastles. Newcastle will be up there again next year. It's going to be interesting, man. And listen, that brings us on to a decent point, bro. Listen, I wanna play this on screen and get your take on this, bro.
I'm not going to watch
Oh, man.
because the Premier League is boring. It's fundamentally boring, and we need to wake up to the fact that this is not the best league in the world. We've got a team that is going to win it for 6 times out of the last 7. We've got 3 newly promoted teams that are going to get relegated. If relegation is boring and the title is boring, then you've got a broken brand. And on top of that, I'm watching another game that at a pivotal moment at 1-0, Man City get given a free kick that's not a free kick and they score from it. And I'm tired of it. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of watching a league that is boring with officiating, which belongs on a local park. It's absolutely abhorrent. And fair play to Man City. They're a juggernaut. I said they would win this league at the start. But what the Premier League are playing at and what the officials are playing at in what is effectively a long list of decisions that have gone Man City's way, and also they've created a bloody monster. I'm tired of listening to the Premier League's the best league in the world. It's not the best league in the world. This game's meant to be an interesting game, and I'm turning it off at half time. So that's a message to you, the Premier League and the PGMOL. You are destroying football in this country with your inefficient officiating and your inability to create a level playing field where one team is not boringly dominating this league year after year after year. I'm out. This is boring. Good night. Thanks to all the legends who've been watching. I'm off to do something better than watch the Premier League. be boring.
Is the Premier League boring, bro? Because I'm looking at it, yeah. I can't lie. You've got a mad title race. Every year for the last few years, you've had crazy title races. This year, we've had 3 teams in the title race. We had Newcastle in the top 4 last year. Now we've got Aston Villa in the top 4 last year. You've just spoken on the fact that the top 4 race and that is becoming even more difficult. I look at the league and think this league is thriving. I think the league is super, super interesting. Is he just moaning because United are not winning the league and City are? Or do you think that the league... Because I don't buy into this league's boring. I think the league is insane. I think it's so competitive. Just because City have won the last few leagues, like, it is what it is. It's not like we've been winning them by 10, 15 points. Do you get me? What's your view on this? Because I think the guy's waffling personally.
Ask yourself this. If United were in Arsenal's position and we were a couple of points behind, do you think he'd be doing that? Not a chance. Not a chance. Man United did what you did. That's not me saying we've been there, done it, but we have. We've won titles 3 in a row, then lost it a couple, won it again. We've done this. So I kind of sat there when I saw this. I'll be honest with you, I took it with a pinch of salt. It's Mark Goldbridge. I think at the moment he's trying to get back. He's trying to become the voice of the people again because he had that thing with Hoyland, took the interview, got absolutely slated for it, and I think he's had to pull away a little bit. I think he needs to remember a few things. I was there, okay? I was there when Roy Carroll dropped the ball into the behind the line and Tottenham had a legitimate goal ruled off. It happens. Bad decisions. You cannot put this on Man City. And to say it's... I got the feeling he was saying it was because of Man City that they were getting away with it, I think is very, very naive to say, because we are witnessing week in, week out. And I watch a lot of football. We see decisions go wrong every week. So for him to say that, I think, was silly. I feel like he's doing it for views, for clicks. People are talking about him today. He's trending. He's a very smart man in that sense. Okay, Mark Goldbridge or Brent Weber knows what he's doing. He doesn't do something for no reason. So he's a master. He's a master plan with that one because he knows people are going to be. We're talking about him. We've been there, done it. Look, it's called a process. This happens in the Premier League. You have it where teams come, dominate. They do. And then another cycle starts. Another team comes. It's not like Man City have won the league 15, 18 points every season. You've had to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool a fair few times. You know, the reason Klopp hasn't got as many Premier League titles as he wishes he did is because of Man City. Last season, Arsenal were 8 points clear. Okay? This season, up until Liverpool's fall-off, this was a 3-horse race. Regardless of what happened, how many titles you've won, to say that it's boring is a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. And as I go back to the other question, if United were second, he'd have stayed and watched that game to the end, and we wouldn't be hearing this. It's a fact of the matter. We are nowhere near. We're nowhere near it. I say he's hurting. I don't know if he is hurting. I don't know if he does it for the likes, whatever. But it was bullshit. And I just sat there and I was just like, this is just another episode of Mark Goldbridge getting more followers. You know, I'll be honest with you. I hold my hands up. You know, over lockdown, I watched him a lot because, you know, I wasn't on Football 12 Man. I didn't know Potts that well. I didn't know people like that. So I did watch him a lot. But now I sit there and I feel like he is. We have to give him his, you know, his flowers. He is the biggest fan channel Manchester United have. He is 100%. But I think sometimes you need to utilize your views for the good, because he will fly in on our players week in, week out. But then I've seen it, if someone in the chat berates a player he likes, he shuts them down. He says that they've got agendas. He says that they're being arsehole. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think the platform he's got, he's dangerous for that. Absolutely dangerous.
Yeah, I just think that the guy's waffling, man. Like, I just do not think this is a boring league whatsoever. Like, if you look at this now, yeah. So, by the way, we're not even top of the table. I know we've got a game in hand, yeah, but like we're not even top of the table, which is kind of crazy. It's almost as if people just sort of, you know, just say City have won the league. Like, we've still got tough games.
This Premier League, LB, any team can beat any team.
Of course.
Okay, do you know what I mean? Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Nah, 100%. I mean, look at this. Like, you got Aston Villa here in fourth. First time they've got Champions League for a long, long time. You know, Postecoglou's Tottenham just lost Harry Kane. Somehow are in 5th. Crazy. United having some sort of crisis. Everyone's speaking about them. Loads to talk about. Obviously, you don't like that, but obviously for the league, that's quite entertaining and like a lot to talk about for United to be there. Newcastle, obviously, you've got this weird situation going on with them where they got Champions League last year, had a bad year this year, but they're obviously not going anywhere. You got West Ham going to have a new manager next season, probably. Chelsea spent £1 billion are in 9th position. And by the way, Brighton, Brighton, I don't know why. It's quite funny. Yeah, I see someone sent me a clip today of Martin Keown on TalkSport saying he was disappointed with the way that Brighton played. I just sat there and thought, did he not watch Arsenal play Brighton 2 weeks ago? Because I did, and I tell you what, they played exactly the same way that they played yesterday. In fact, I'd argue that they played better yesterday against City than they did against Arsenal. So again, it's people are selecting what they want to talk about. It's like, because, you know what I mean? Again, it's like, oh, City get all these decisions. I don't know what people talk about. We've had decisions go against us.
Look at United this season. First game of the season, and Arna, bang, completely clears out the Wolves had.
And by the way, why would a league that's charged Manchester City with 115 charges and brought this league, let's be honest, to a bit of a joke, because everyone keeps on saying these charges need to be sorted out, which even City fans accept they need to be sorted out. Like it's a stain on the league. Why would this league, who's caused itself to have all this dispute and a bit of a joke situation, why would they now be helping City? Why are they now helping City with referees? It makes no sense.
It's nothing to do with City, mate. It's refereeing. It's as simple as that. I mean, like another farce. You know, they're bringing in the semi-automated offside next season, but it doesn't come in till October. How does that make sense? So the offside
coming to October.
The offside system they used at World Cup. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Apparently, doesn't come in till October.
Nah,
mate. I swear. I've just Googled. I swear I heard that. Hang on.
Why on earth is it not coming until October then? Because that was like one good thing that they've actually done, and now they're not doing it until October.
I'm sure they said it's not until the after the international break. Let me just double check.
If that's true, that's actually a crazy situation. But yeah, why would the referees? Why would the Premier League be helping City if they've just charged us with 115? It's either one side or the other. You know, if they either hush all the charges away, basically don't charge us, and then they're giving us all the decisions, then I'd be like, yeah, okay, it kind of makes sense. But you don't charge them, and then all of a sudden start giving us a load of decisions. And I also feel that like a lot of these things that people are saying, they're looking at 50-50 decisions and saying, cast iron, that's a decision. Yeah. Yesterday, the Gvardiol penalty incident, that's a 50-50. If you actually watch it, there's very little contact. And João Pedro actually sort of moves into Gvardiol. I watched the replay today. The Foden free kick, the guy actually does touch him, but then he goes down further forward. So, again, there is a foul.
This is the same guy, though, LB, who come out for referees when the Haaland and Grealish incident happened against Spurs.
Mm.
You know, when Grealish plays the ball through Haaland plays to Grealish.
Yeah.
And he come out, he's like, the refereeing's a joke. The refereeing's a joke. There was nothing about City there. If they were helping City, why the hell didn't would they let that go?
Yeah. Well, why did Hwang for Wolves not get sent off and then score the winner? He scored the winner against us. Now, we wouldn't have won the game, but we would have drawn the game 1-1. So that would have been an extra point for us. It's just, I just feel that, like, here's the thing, right? I don't think that the Premier League or the referees have any agenda against any club. No. I just feel that, personally, even City guys, I don't think the referees go out there and say, right, we're refereeing City today, we're going to help them. Or refereeing Liverpool today, we're going to screw them over. I don't think that's how they do it. I just think that they ref the game, and sometimes they'll get stuff right, and sometimes they'll get stuff wrong. Liverpool will point to, the situation at Spurs and maybe some other situations. I'll look at the situation when you played Palace away. And Ayew got sent off, and that was extremely harsh. He should never have been sent off in that game, but no one will talk about that. People will only talk about the bad points.
United against Liverpool, Dalot, two bookings, bang, bang. Pathetic decision. Absolutely.
It's just, for me, bro, it's just like fans. are using referees as an excuse
Mm.
to why their clubs are not performing at the levels that they should be. And you know, you look at, and I think fans are using also, not just using that, they're using City's 115. You know, I said this on the channel that was just on a minute ago. You know, 115 charges, yeah. They ended in 2018. So there's nothing between 2018 and now, nothing at all. So, you know, if you wanted to moan about, oh, well, we didn't win the league in 2018 or 2017 or whatever it was because of the charges, fair dues. Nothing's impacting you now, mate. You know what I mean? Like, because the charges ended in 2018. People use excuses. And actually, it's a topic that I wanted to speak about because I seen a tweet earlier about fans nowadays. I feel that, like, a lot of fans don't really, they don't prioritize like success. It's weird. Like, I see a lot of Arsenal fans, yeah, who are more bothered about having player v player debates than just talking about their own club and where they're at. And I don't know why. I don't know why football's gone like this. It's weird, mate. Like, why are fans not just looking at their own clubs and calling it out for what it is? Why are United fans not looking at the fact that you spent £1 billion in the last decade and should be one of the best teams on the planet based off money spent, but you're a shit show? You know what I mean? Why? I just don't get it. I just don't understand.
It's the easy way to do it, though, LB.
That.
It's the easiest thing to do because it's denial, isn't it? It's denial. They don't want to think about the messes they have, so they just go for singular things. It's happening more and more, mate. I kind of feel like the last 2 seasons, it's what you said. No one gives a flying monkeys about their team, really. It's just they're happy to just have arguments about. I watched so much last season of Rashford, Martinelli. And I said, have they done it consistently season after season? Should we not be waiting to see on both of them? What's happened this season? Martinelli's fallen off a cliff. Rashford's fallen off a cliff. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit.
Can I ask you a question about Rashford? Have you seen his new tweet?
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
yep.
Like, what's this guy doing, man? Like,
I'll tell you what he's doing, mate. He's doing this to divert everyone from the fact he's learning French, I think, because he's gone.
So, United Paradigm said, the way Marcus Rashford is being treated is absolutely disgusting. It's cruel. It's abuse. And then Rashford quote tweeted it. Yeah, this is a football player that's on £350,000 a week. I appreciate your support. It is abuse and has been for months. Enough is enough.
Did United Paradigm, whatever they're called, do this for Harry Maguire when Harry Maguire was getting absolute pelter after pelter?
Yeah. You know what, as well? I was saying this the other day. I actually feel a bit sorry for Harry Maguire because, like, he actually tries. You know what I mean?
Mate, I've said I want to keep him. I'm not saying. I said this in the chat, didn't I? I don't think Harry Maguire is a defender that's going to walk into top 4 clubs. I don't. But I feel like his attitude this whole season has been exemplary. I feel like a club that didn't want him, a club that tried to sell him, and he's gone back out there and he's give everything every game. He's give everything every game. And I tell you what, when he scored against Sheffield United the other night, I was so happy for him. I was. Regardless of how poor we've been, I just feel like he's been more of a captain the last few weeks for those players than Bruno has. I honestly think that. And you saw that you saw the reaction of Anthony with the Palace players compared to what Maguire did. I feel like he is. I think he's got it. He's got it there. He's got it there. I think keep him for someone to have around the squad because God knows Manchester United need more players with that attitude. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Do you think so? Z says LBO God, his wages have nothing to do with him being abused. Is it abuse though? Like this is the thing, and obviously, like you might know better, or Carnival's United fan, like United fans will probably know better than me. Is it abuse? Is Rashford getting abused, or is it just criticism because you are one of the highest paid players in the Premier League and you're simply not delivering the goods? And some fans think that you're not even trying hard enough. Because I tell you this, I've seen some clips of him, and when City have played him, where he doesn't look like he's particularly trying very hard. So the question is it abused, Or is it fair criticism? And if it is abuse, at what point does it become abuse?
He wouldn't have had this right. So he's been very fortunate because he's not had the criticism because of what he did outside of football. United fans latched onto that. This is our player doing what he's doing for people out there, and they ignored his poor performances. This isn't a player who's fallen off a cliff this season for the first time in his career. This is a player that has been inconsistent all throughout his career. I don't think it's abuse at all. Okay, I honestly feel like as long as it's not racist and it's not degrading like that, fans are entitled to say how they feel. And if they turn up and look, I don't go to as many games anymore. There are fans that go in week in, week out, spend money to go there, to just enjoy the day. If they're going there and they're watching this player not put the effort in, which we can all agree, I don't think he does put the effort in half the time, then they have more than enough right to say what they think. And let's be honest, this isn't a small minority of Manchester United fans. This is a big majority of United fans who have had enough. This guy come out just before the derby against you lot, come out with that interview. And I sat there and I was like, what are you doing? You surely have people advising you. Surely you have people around you that say, Marcus, don't do it this week, mate. Don't do it this week. There's a big game. If you get tonked, you're gonna get rinsed for it. Leave it. I feel like in his head he is elite. In his head he believes he's world class. Players have. There are thousands of players that have world class ability. We've seen so many young players and so many players that have that ability to do something. But if you haven't got the attitude and application, you won't do it. Simple as that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think personally, there's part to blame on both the club side and the players' side, because United's environment over the last decade has been toxic. It has 100%. Been toxic environment. So that's obviously rubbed off on him. The question would be, if Rashford come through the City Academy and come through under Pep Guardiola and in our dressing room where it's not toxic, what would you be getting from Rashford? And I genuinely believe that you'll be getting a good football player and a player that does put in the effort, because otherwise he won't be at the club. Whereas United, they clearly accept this level of issue. And I just think that, he's obviously tweeted again talking about this abuse thing, right? And I just don't know if there's enough evidence to say it's abuse. At the end of the day, people might say, oh, it's harassment, it's every week. Well, what about if he's playing crap every week? What about if every week he's not putting in the effort? So let's say, for example, guys, yeah? Let's say, for example, Phil Foden, yeah? Because he's obviously come through our academy as well. If Phil Foden was lazy this weekend against Forest, and we're doing the player ratings, and we go, Phil Foden today was very lazy, guys, and you're going to get people that cry about it because they don't want to say anything bad about a player, but you say, oh, he was lazy today, not good, gets a low rating. If he's lazy the week after, and we do the player ratings again, if I say, oh, he was lazy again today, people say, oh, you said that about him last week, this is harassment, but if it's factually correct, if he's lazy one week and he's lazy the next week, or he's rubbish one week and he's rubbish the next week, and then he's rubbish the week again, you can't get to a point where you can't say it, because if you're saying it, you've been saying it for weeks, and that might be considered harassment if it's true. Now, here's the thing. If it's not true, and you're just saying it because you don't like the player, then I'd say that is abuse, because then you're just saying it because you don't like the player, and you try to put someone down just because you don't like them when it's factually incorrect. But if it is true that he's not working hard, and again, only United fans will probably know that because you watch it more than me, then he's right to be criticised. And actually, there might be a couple of people that disagree with me on this, but I genuinely believe that the wage you're on also further dictates how you should play. If you're on £350,000 a week, and this, by the way, applies to everyone, regardless of the wage, but especially if you're on this wage. If you're on £350,000 a week, you should be basically running around on that football pitch until you cannot move anymore. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because that's what you should be doing. You should be putting in the effort. And the question, again, only United fans will know this, and Rashford himself, is he putting in the effort? Now, I see clips going around on Twitter, and it's only clips, but the clips don't look particularly great. They don't. You know what I mean?
How old are you, mate?
29.
You're 29. Oh, you lucky fucker. I'm 37. Okay. You might remember this. So there might be older people in the chat around my age. I saw a player go through abuse. I saw a player go through abuse that no man should ever have gone through because of a football game. David Beckham. David Beckham couldn't go to restaurants, had bullets sent to his door, had people harassing his mum and dad, harassing his grandparents. That's the effigy of him hanging from the West Ham thing. That's abuse. Okay. That's abuse. Yeah. But the difference between Marcus Rashford and David Beckham was David Beckham channeled that abuse that he had. And he said, you know what? I'm going to show you all. I'm going to show you what I can do. Rashford's not got that mentality. You have to have the elite mentality. Now, I will say this. I do feel like Rashford was onto hiding for nothing because he was in a squad with the likes of Pogba, the likes of Lingard. And I do think they led him astray because we had videos of him on holiday with Lingard acting a complete clown. But he is the lead man for Manchester United. He's meant to get it. LB, he's meant to get it. He's Mr. Manchester United. He's meant to get it. To go back to your point about Phil Foden, do you know why Phil Foden won't put in bad performance after bad performance after bad performance? Because Pep Guardiola will not play him. We've seen Pep Guardiola take him off, and this is another problem with Manchester United. Ten Hag, and I think there's fear with some of the players. I think some of the players are bigger than him in that team, and I think he's played Marcus Rashford, and then he's played him some more to the point where it's just the norm with Marcus Rashford. I mean, the worst thing for me was when he got that pity penalty from Bruno. You know, Bruno went, "No, you need a goal. There you go."
Yeah, against Brentford or something like that.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, very strange. This is an interesting comment from Tim. It says United need a Pellegrini. He unified a toxic squad for City and won a Premier League. That's actually very true. That's that team that won the 2012 title. It had some big characters in, and characters that would not get anywhere near the dressing room of today. The Mario Balotellis, even the Kolarovs of this world. Yeah, like players that would you did something slightly wrong, they'd fucking kick off. You know what I'm saying? And I still remember the statement when they sacked Mancini and brought in Pellegrini. They said they need to go for a holistic approach. They need everyone on the same page. And at the time, everyone was like, "Why are you sacking Mancini? He just won us the title." But Pellegrini came in and he unified that squad in that first year. Yeah. And we got rid of some of the players that didn't want to be there anymore and we needed to get rid of. And even some of it was painful because we didn't really want to get rid of some of them. And he got us playing good football. And then obviously Pep came in. And now basically he took over a squad that was pretty unified and got rid of a couple more. And then that was it then. He's now got complete power over the dressing room. And you're completely right. If Phil Foden started putting in subpar performances or started being lazy on the pitch, he'd be off. He'd be off the pitch and he wouldn't play the next game. And maybe that's a bit of a problem. Dash also says LB, every footballer gets crap from fans every week. I remember meeting Mark Guay and he told me that criticism from social media is normal. It ain't abuse. Yeah. Now you can be abused on social media. 100% you can. But, you know, you've got to accept if you're a footballer in this day and age that you're going to get criticism.
Mate,
and if you're crap a lot, you're going to get criticism a lot.
Marcus Rashford, don't go to Madrid. Don't play in Spain, mate, because it's tame here to what they do over there. They will come and kick lumps out of your car, out of the changing rooms. They'll whistle you every time you touch the ball. You've got the racism over there. He just needs to, honestly. If I was his manager, if I was his advisor, whoever he's got as his people, I'd be saying, stop doing this. Just get your head down and fucking work. Just work. At the end of this season, mate, for me, I would be more than happy for Marcus Rashford to go because for me, it's pure profit. He's an academy player. I would happily shake his hand and say, off you go if I was at Manchester United. We are in a position this summer, Manchester United, where we can sell and make a decent profit on a few players. Casemiro we won't make what we bought him for, but he'll go to Saudi. We'll get money for him. But people like Rashford, people like Casemiro, people like Varane, they're the big earners at Man United. They are the big earners. You shave £1 million a week off our wage budget just by getting rid of them three. That's massive, mate. That's massive. Massive.
It is a crazy situation, mate. This Rashford things. I don't know. I don't know how you deal with it, mate. If I was United fans, I'd
just go out and get drunk, LB. That's what I do.
yeah,
Mate.
honestly, I just be cooking the guy, bro, because it's just like, please stop tweeting, please stop making statements, please stop doing interviews, just play football and play good. You know, as football fans, we're a very simple breed. All we want is our players to try, work hard, and if we can get some success, that'd be pretty nice. We don't want you to be doing all these Twitter statements and paragraphs. If you lose, I don't need to see a paragraph from you explaining about how disappointed you are and how that will make it right in the next game. Just fucking shut up, go back to training, work hard, and just try again the next week. Yeah, it's proper weird. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's done. I think he needs to leave for the benefit of himself and United. I think he needs to go, mate.
Yeah, I just with Z Gold's put in the chat there about why would I keep Maguire? Like I said before, Z, I'm not keeping him just solely on his footballing ability. I just feel like this summer United are going to get rid of a fair few players. We're looking at getting rid defenders wise. Johnny Evans will go, Varane will go, Lindelof. I keep Maguire over Lindelof anyway, hands down. We need to keep the decent people in this squad. We need to build the team around people who have the right mentality. Okay, we're not going to get rid of all the deadwood in one season, mate. There is no chance Manchester United are going to get rid of 15 players. It's going to have to be a gradual thing. So I would happily keep Maguire next season. Happily keep him.
Yeah, it's not one of the ones that needs to go like straight away, is it?
No,
I mean,
no.
You've got stuff on there, man. Would I take him at City, LB? Ooh, Rashford? Nah. Not now. He's too corrupted, bro, in my opinion. He's too corrupted. He's been corrupted by Manchester United's dressing room and the toxic environment of the club. This is what I said earlier, Z. I'll tell you something, Z, yeah? I saw Rashford play against Manchester City in an academy game before he played for Man United. And I seen him, and I thought he was going to be a top player, just like I did when Leroy Sané. I saw Leroy Sané play for Schalke against Manchester City in the academy. And you can just tell Leroy Sané that day was the best player on the football pitch when Schalke played Manchester City in the UEFA Youth League. And when United played City, in the academy game, Rashford was the best player that day. The problem is, and this is what I said, if Rashford had joined Manchester City at that point, he'd probably be miles better than he is now because he would be on a straight and narrow path. And this is what I keep saying about Kobe Minu. And I partly say it to wind Dan up, but I also say it because it's partly true that, like, if I was Kobe Mainu's camp, you have to be looking around thinking, is Manchester United the best place for me to develop my game? And, maybe it could change now with the new owners and the new structure. United fans will probably, be hoping that it's going to be changing. But if I was City, mate, I'd be tempted to go in with an offer there and say, do you really want to be at United? Look at what's happened to Rashford. You know what I mean? This club is a toxic place for young players. Like I say, it could change.
I mean, mate, honestly, I can't put into words how much I love that lad. Like, for an 18-year-old on the pitch, he's fantastic. His maturity shows off the pitch as well. His interviews, I love him, and there is a star there, but it's one of them, isn't it? We could potentially hamper his development. I think he has been overplayed a lot this season. I think young players look at Garnacho. United fans are already turning on him. He's 19 years old. He's having to play week in, week out. He's gonna have bad games. Mainu is gonna have bad games. Okay. Yeah. It's part of development. So, yeah, I love him, mate. I absolutely adore him. I think he's absolutely quality. And do you know what? He's got to go Euros this year, hasn't he? He's got to go.
I think he'll be there anyway. He's in. He's in.
Got to go.
He is. Big up to Rob coming in with the super chat a few minutes ago. Appreciate that, pal. And also we had Tin say earlier on, yours didn't show up for some reason, bro. But he says, I need Nagelsmann when Pep leaves in 2 years. I'm not even thinking about it, bro, because at this point...
honestly. Do you think he'll definitely go?
I have no idea. No idea when he's going. No idea.
Oh.
Because he doesn't say like he's getting tired. He looks chill. And now Klopp's gone. He might be looking around thinking, fucking Klopp's gone. Like, I could box this league off like for another 5 years here.
Where's he need to conquer as well? Where else? I mean, does he want it? He wants
this is the question that you have to ask. If he leaves, where's he going? He ain't going back to Spain. Yeah, because Barcelona, he ain't going back to Barcelona, mate. Barcelona's in the mud. He's already done Germany.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll go Italy. I don't think so. And I don't think he's going to do PSG. And he's certainly not going to do anyone else in England. So where's he going? Spain? England? Maybe.
Oh my
Other
God.
than that, maybe he
England.
just wants to rest. You know what I mean?
Just imagine him in charge of the players we've got for England.
Oh, mate, I've said many times, England should be trying to approach Pep Guardiola to get him as the manager. I don't want that to happen as a City fan, but from an English FA perspective, if I was in charge of the FA and my job was to get the new manager, the number one place I'd be going is to Pep Guardiola and say, come and manage England. We've got this amazing team that can definitely win World Cups and Euros. If you're the manager, you can do it. And that's what they should be doing. Like I said, I don't want that to happen, but that's what they should be doing. 100%.
I agree.
But as to when he leaves, I don't know. I just have no idea, mate, because I just don't know. Like, he could leave this year, he could leave in 5, could be 10. Like, who knows?
I'd laugh my arse off, mate, if he leaves the end of next season and you take Xabi. Liverpool fans would have a meltdown about it. Liverpool fans would lose it over that, mate. They would lose it.
But like I say, bro, now that Klopp's gone, you know, who really is going to be challenging City for the title? It looks like Arsenal have basically replaced Liverpool, doesn't it? With Klopp.
Yeah.
So, you know, is Arteta and Arsenal scarier than Liverpool were? It's too early to say. I'd probably say at this point, no. But they've done 2 years in a row and might still win the league this year. They've got a great chance of winning it this year. Potentially they could, but Pep might just be looking at this going, I could box this league off again for another couple of years.
Yeah.
So the incentive might be there, you know what I mean? And City, you know, there's an opportunity to do another rebuild. Kevin De Bruyne won't be here forever. You know what I mean? If he can get another because this is another thing.
About this. Is he off? I mean, is there talks of him going then?
Oh, there's loads of talks. There's loads of rumours saying he's off to Saudi at the end of the year, but still got a year left on his deal. So if he does leave, we'll be getting cash for it. But I don't know, mate. Like, I have a bad feeling about it. That he'll leave, but I'm not sure. There's rumours saying he'll stay. I don't know. I hope he doesn't go. I hope he doesn't, because I don't think we can get anyone to replace him. The only player that could potentially replace him is Wirtz. He's the most similar player to him, but I don't think that guy really wants to leave Germany, to be honest.
No, he's a Xabi Alonso boy, isn't he?
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's a little bit weird. It is a bit weird, but I think we're gonna have a big summer. You know, I think we're gonna. Here's a question for you. You know these 115 charges, yeah.
Yeah.
If City get found of these 115 charges, right, we're probably going to get kicked out of the league if we get found guilty. The club, City's saying that they're 100% like they're confident we're going to get found not guilty. They say we've got irrefutable evidence. City are now redeveloping the stadium. They're already doing that. They just signed Gvardiol for 70 million quid, and there's talks of us spending like big cash this summer. That doesn't really strike, and I'm just putting it out there. That doesn't strike me really as a club that's like worried about the charges, innit? Because like, say nothing happened with the stadium, and we only sign like Kovacic and like Nunes, then I'm like, oh, hang on a minute, why are none of the big players coming? Why are we getting Nunes from Wolves? Why are we getting Kovacic when he's 29? Like, we're being linked with like Lucas Paqueta, 85 million, Bruno Guimaraes, 100 million. João Neves, 100 million.
Do you think these players would join you? Do you know what I mean? Because the first question the agents of these players are going to ask is, hang on, whoa. You want my player, that's fine. He's happy to come. Where are you going to be? What are these charges going to do? Do you know what I mean? I look, as a United fan, would I find it funny if it was true? Well, I'd have to have a wry smile. But at the same time, you want to compete against the best. You want to compete against the best. I feel like if you got kicked out of the league and teams like Arsenal went on and won it and Liverpool, it'd be like, yeah, but City aren't there, are they? Is the challenge? It's not really a league. Do you know what I mean? You're taking a massive component out of it. I think you'll beat it. Honestly, we've had this chat before. I think if you beat it, the Premier League are going to look the biggest clowns on the planet. They're going to look the biggest clowns. I'm amazed they haven't come to you already and been like, right, let's sort something out. You know what I mean? I'm amazed they haven't come to you and said, right, is there something we can work out in the middle? Because they can't kick. If they kicked you out of the league, I mean, we've seen it in Italy several times, haven't we? We've seen it happen. I just can't see it. I can't see it. Can't see it.
Yeah, it just seems like because obviously the reason we speak about this is because the Richard Masters has come out today and said it's going to be sorted in the very near future. So that the date's set. My like I say, if City going big this summer, that gives me more confidence, because why would you sign like £200 million worth of player if you think you're going to get kicked out of the league? And of course, the fact that City actually say that they've got irrefutable evidence. They got Wolves F1 as well, by the way, for the don't appreciate it, bro. This is what told me I have to say. This is, if you don't know this guy, Dan, he's like an ITK guy, in the know guy on Twitter. Now, whether he's got ITK information or not, like some people think he is, some people think he isn't. It's one of those standard situations. I think he gets some stuff right, but he gets some stuff wrong as well. But I respect him. I think he kind of knows what he's talking about. He says this: legal entities are collating a detailed dossier on behalf of City in regards to future legal action against a number of parties / individuals who have made assertions of guilt prior to the independent tribunal. Because here's the thing, Daniel, and obviously this sort of like is for City fans, but you know when we won the case at CAS, you know when that news came out about City getting kicked out of the Champions League, no one really said anything to City fans. It was just sort of like, all right, is what it is. City appealed it. We won the case. We had a bit of a celebration, but nothing was said. With this, the difference between the Champions League one and the Premier League one is that City are getting it from everyone. Like, they're getting it from the media, they're getting it from opposition fans, they're getting it from everyone. And it's like City are coming under attack big time, and our fans are obviously having to deal with it. And this is what I said. When City won the case at CAS, yeah, which again, still people to this day get it wrong and say we get off on a technicality because people put out misinformation, which isn't true. When we won that case, again, nothing really happened, but the club basically just said, oh, like, we won the case, us and UEFA, shake hands, like, it's done, it's over, like, we're moving on, right?
Yeah.
City fans are not going to accept that if that happens with the Premier League. If City win the case, yeah, obviously if we don't win the case, then it is what it is. Like, we're fucked. Like, we're in the lower leagues. But if City do win the case, I don't think City fans are going to just accept we're going to move on now.
Let me ask you a question. If this was another club and these charges were happening and they were found guilty, what would you expect to happen to that club? What would you deem
if they're guilty of the charges that they've been accused of? Probably would have to kick them out of the league, bro. Because, bro, like, if what's true is happening, it's basically like this fraud situation where the club is putting money into where the owner is putting money into the club and lying about it and saying it's a sponsor, but it's actually him, therefore bypassing the rules. Like, you have to say that's you can't do that. You know what I mean? Now, I don't think the rules should be there in the first place. Yeah, I think the rules are a lot of shit, but that's just a separate argument. You probably have to just take the punishment. But yeah, I don't know if City do get a not guilty verdict from this. I just don't think some of the City fans are going to accept a generic statement from the City board saying, "Oh, this has been tough, but we're glad to have finally resolved it. Let's move on." Do you know what I mean? I know people like Briggsy in the chat and like fucking, you know what I mean? He'll have a go at anyone. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are not going to accept it.
Yeah.
They're gonna want something fucking going on. You know what I mean? They're gonna want City to do something. Now, whether or not you can do anything, because you can't sue the Premier League, can you? You can't sue the Premier. You can't sue other clubs. But so this is where the difficulty lies. What could City actually do if they do get found not guilty, which they're telling us they're going to get found not guilty? What can they do?
Yeah. And the other question is, I mean, people are saying they get dropped down the leagues. I don't think that'd happen anyway. I honestly don't. I think maybe
What do you think would happen then if we got found guilty?
I don't think you drop down. You know, people are throwing wild things out like conference and all that malarkey. I think you'd be demoted to Championship. I don't think you'd go that far down. I honestly don't.
I'll tell you what they'll do. I'll tell you what they'll do. Kicking us out the league would cause a whole load of shit. Yeah, because. Then, if they kick us out the league, the EFL have to make a decision on whether or not they accept us into the Championship. So what they'll do is, if they want to kick us into the league, they will do it by giving us a minus 120 point deduction.
Okay.
Because then, by doing it that way, the EFL have to accept us in the league because we've been relegated. So it'll be like you are relegated, you have been kicked out of the league, but you have to play your 38 games and you'll then be relegated. Now, what would be funny is if they went, yeah, we're going to minus 80 points off you, so you're relegated, and then City won all the games and then somehow stayed up. But that's how they do it. They wouldn't, I don't think they'd kick us out of the league by saying you're kicked out of the league, because then that just causes too many issues. They'll give us a points deduction and it'll be like 120 points. So basically we are relegated. And that then doesn't cause the issues.
Next question with that then, if say they do that, say they give you the 120 point point deduction, what happens to the players? Do you think players straight away jump ship, or do you think they stay that season and go at the end of the season?
Well, okay, so there's a couple of interesting caveats to that. If we won the Champions League in that year, you'd then qualify for the Champions League the year after. So basically, yeah, you get, say you get the minus 120 points, right? You get the minus 120 points in the summer, right? When the transfer window's open. The players get together and say, right, basically, we're getting relegated this season. If we win the Champions League this year, then next year we'll be in the Championship, but we'll still be playing Champions League football because we've won the Champions League, and that's how it works. You win the Champions League, you automatically qualify again. So I don't know. I think the likes of Kevin De Bruyne would stay because he's 33. Some of them would leave. Some of them would 100% leave. I think a few of them would leave, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a difficult one. Players are definitely going to leave. Like, not all going to stay. And I wouldn't begrudge any player wanting to leave. I wouldn't be, even if Foden wanted to leave, I'd be disappointed because if he's a City fan, I'd want him to stay. But if any player said, "Look, football is a short career. I need to be playing top level football," I'm going to say, yeah, no, 100%.
They're not all made like Del Piero, are they, mate? Del Piero, the second they were relegated, Fergie went straight on the phone to him, didn't he, and said, "Come to Manchester United." And he said, No. I've got my team to help.
Loyalty, innit? Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, man. I think a couple of them would definitely leave, but again, it's just one of those. Like, I don't think you just got to see what happens, innit? Que sera, sera. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like when people say to me, like, "LB, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" And it's just like, what do you mean? What am I gonna do? I ain't gonna do shit. I'm just gonna do the same stuff that I've always done. Support the club. Like, if we're in the Champions League, or we're in the Premier League, or we're in League Two, like, it doesn't like, I just follow the club. Like, I do my shit. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. So it'll be interesting, man. But listen, if we get not guilty, it's gonna rattle football so hard. I've already said, bro, I'm doing a 24-hour stream if City are innocent. City get not guilty, or basically just not get kicked out of the league. I'm doing a 24-hour stream, bro. I am.
I love that. I fucking love that. I think the other thing I was going to say, what was I going to say? It's gone. You've thrown me with that 24-hour stream. I can just picture you, hour 20, eyes bloodshot to hell. Oh, my days. Oh, my days.
Because another thing is, right, because of the allegations, and we're going to wrap up soon, guys, because...
that's what I was going to say. Sorry, you brought me back in. I actually think with this as well, it will be a case of it will break randomly. It will be like, breaking news. It's happening now. Do you know what I mean? The evidence is being seen. We are coming close to a decision. I don't think this will be like expect it on the 15th of October 2026 or anything like that. I think it will be one of them things where they go, bang, it's happening now.
Yeah. Probably. You're probably right on that. Here's another thing as well. It's like, and this is why I kind of agree that you shouldn't really get like these people owning football clubs. But like, if the Premier League, this independent commission, say that City are guilty of these charges, they're effectively like calling Sheikh Mansour like a liar and basically committing fraud. And he is, I think, he's the vice president or vice prime minister of the UAE or something like that. So that probably is another reason why you shouldn't have people like that owning football clubs, which I have to accept. But like, that is a high allegation. Do you know what I mean? That's a strong allegation to make as well. So I don't know, man. I just think that, like, I've seen Stefan Borson, who you probably heard on TalkSport a few times, FFP expert, and he said he's very surprised that the Premier League have done so many charges and so strongly. He said he felt that the Premier League have messed up and they should have done a couple of charges that they could have got City banged to rights on. Do you know what I mean? And said, right, we're going to do these because we think they have messed around, but we're not going to go crazy. Like, we're going to get something that we can definitely get them on. Now, maybe they've got us on this. I don't know, but it seems a lot of stuff in it. It seems like they've gone to town on it. They've got to make sure. Yeah, this is another thing. Don't forget the lighting correct. There's a lot of moving parts in this. 100%. Vardy's back into the Prem. It's over for us as LB. Wait, what's happening here? I've seen a lot of people speaking about Leeds.
Mate. They've been promoted. Leeds lost 4-0, I think.
So Leicester are back in. But Leicester have got financial fair play charges. It's a joke, isn't it?
It keeps going. It keeps going.
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, right. We're gonna not do as long a stream today, man, because I'm ill and I'm gonna go to bed in it. But listen, you guys know where you can find Dan. He's on the TikTok. United First. Links in the description. Who you guys got this? Oh, you got Burnley in it. I'm doing a watch along of that game, by the way.
Oh, mate, honestly, it's my work leaving due this week, so I'm thinking of exiting.
You leaving work?
Yeah, I got a new job. Yeah. So I'm thinking of exiting our group for a night because I can't take these videos the morning after I've been out on our chat. I cannot take it anymore. It's not worth the latte.
I chat, you guys are missing out, you know what I mean? In our WhatsApp group, when Dan has the beers, it's hilarious, man. Guy sends in like the funniest videos. It's too funny. Yeah, I'm actually doing a watch. I'm doing 4 watch alongs tomorrow. Yeah, so guys, it's going to be across the 2 channels, man. So we're going to start off with West Ham versus Liverpool. That's on this channel, and then Man United v Burnley. Oh wait a sec, no, I got that wrong. West Ham versus Liverpool is on More LB. 12:30. Man United v Burnley is on this channel because it's a laugh along. Everton versus Brentford, 5:30, more LB, and then Aston Villa versus Chelsea tomorrow night back on the main channel. So 4 watch alongs for you tomorrow, guys. So make sure you join me in it. But yeah,
you're a beast.
I'm fasting. I'm fasting at the moment. You know.
Is it?
I'm doing a 43-hour fast.
Really?
Yeah, man. That's the longest fast I've ever done. I've only ever done a 30-hour fast in the past. But yeah, I've done a 30-hour fast, and I'm doing a 43-hour fast. I started my fast at 2:30 today, and I'm not going to eat now until Sunday like morning, midday.
What's this for? Just giving your body a detox or what?
Yeah, body detox, man. You know, it's proper interesting, you know, like all the fasting shit, and like I watched like quite a lot of like videos on it and done some reading on it, and like it's interesting, man, because it's like, is the human body designed to fast? Because back in
the our main purpose is to live and eat, isn't it? Eat and
yeah. But back in the day when food was more scarce and it was fasting and feasting, was our body meant to? Well, are our bodies designed to fast while we're looking for food? And during that period, whilst we're fasting, is our body doing something that is meant to happen, like detoxification and all that kind of shit? So it's quite interesting, man. And yeah, I just thought, you know what, I fancy doing a 43-hour fast. So I'm not hungry at all. Like I've done it before.
Why did you come to the 43-hour? What's behind that?
Well, I'm fasting tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the fast technically starts today.
Right. Okay.
And I was just like, this morning, I was just watching TV. I was like, I just want to eat food. And then I was like, ate a lot of food, had a curry, proper nice. And then I was like, right,
the last meal. The
last meal, man. It was a curry, man. So it was a chiller. So yeah, listen, it's that's where I'm at. So yeah, that's chilling, man. It's only a day or 2. Like people fast for like fucking weeks and shit. It's crazy. But you know, one day. What's one day gonna do? And I don't hungry. I fasted before. I've done like a 30-hour fast. I've done a Ramadan style fast as well. When I used to work with a lot of my Muslim mates, I did a Ramadan fast as well. So, and you know, the hardest thing when you're fasting for me is when you do the Ramadan is water. I'm still drinking water.
It fills
So-
you, doesn't it? It tells your brain that you're full if you drink it enough.
Yeah. So it's chilling. Does beer count in your fast? Probably not allowed to drink beer, bro, to be honest with you. So yeah, LB finding excuses not to upload a cooking video. Facts, bro. Facts. There you go. Yeah, have you heard this one? What's it called? 1 meal a day, where you only eat like one meal, but like you eat fucking shitloads.
That's
like
my
a
life,
stag.
mate. That's my life. Because like I'm out on the road all day. I don't have time to eat. I don't eat breakfast. I literally go out and I can sometimes see like 5 or 6 clients a day, and those clients are so complex that I'm constantly on the go. I haven't got time to eat. So that's my life. I'll go home and bash out so much food.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. Right, listen, guys, we're gonna wrap up. Big up for Dan for jumping on as always, man. Again, you guys can find his TikTok in the in the description. I'd say back tomorrow, 4 watch-alongs. First one, 12:30. Yeah, on More LB, West Ham versus Liverpool. It's not a pray-along, it's just a normal watch-along because they're not in the title race anymore. So yeah, there we go. Guys,
West Ham win that tomorrow. West Ham win that tomorrow. I'm telling you, it's 12:30. Liverpool don't play at lunchtime.
They don't like it, innit? Yeah, big up, guys. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribed. And if you watch it back on replay, give us your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'll see you tomorrow. 4 watch-alongs. Peace out, guys. See you later.